start the session. So what I will do today, I'll try to give a small introduction part and how it is working and all these things. Okay, and afterwards, so from tomorrow onwards, like we will continue with our regular pace and everything. It won't be any problem. And so today also one more thing, so system is also down. I just checked it. So say the same system is down, so that's the reason I wanted to show some few things in system as well, but the system is not working, so that's the reason. So I'll try to explain you what is what and basic information and all this stuff. So but from tomorrow onwards we'll go to the as per a plan. Okay, so as usual, so if you are having any doubts or any queries, no issues, you can ask me in between. Okay, no problem. I'm try to help you whatever things I know. Okay, yeah, Abdul, you can go on mute. So good. So GRC, governance, risk and compliance tool. So by in this tool we are having the various components. Okay, like you guys are already having a work experience on access control side, right? That says I'm not going to much explain on what exactly it is and how it is working and all this stuff. So I'm just straight away I'll go and I'll try to pick up process control perspective, what exactly we are going to do and how it is helping for us. So those things I'll try to touch it. So this is mainly a compliance tool, and if you can pick up any of the organization, so if any of the organization, so most of the frauds has happened at the financial reporting level. So financial reporting is a key area. Financial reporting is the key area where most of the frauds will be happen, because so all the money, like whatever the transactions, whatever the activities you are doing, so at the finance level, so there is a chance for the most of the fraud. And whatever the frauds will till now will happen, so those are also happened at the financial reporting level only. They have done this one. So for example, if you can pick up the companies like Enron, okay, Satyam, and all these companies are done at the fraud at the financial reporting level. Okay, so that is the main thing. And so since 2002, since 2002, so most of the most of the governments across the globe, they mandated the regulations. Okay, regulations they mandated. So regulations are mandated. What exactly is regulations? What is the use of this one? Regulations are nothing but a policies. What exactly you are doing? What are the things which you are following in your organization while performing the financial reporting and all these things? We have to follow certain rules, certain policies. Those policies are nothing but a SACS policies. Okay, SACS policies. So each company, like in the US, so when in the early 90s and everything, so there was a huge fraud was happened at the Enron. So because the whatever the public has invested the money as by purchasing as a shares and everything, so there was lost. What was happened? Enron as a company which was really doing good at the business level and everything, their share values going up and up day by day, almost all. So they received very good excellence awards in continuously 4 to 5 years in the years 1990 and everything. So at that time, so the companies gone for the going for the public issue. Okay, so most of the most people, they have purchased their company shares and everything. So afterwards, after 3 years something, so the company simply gone for the bankruptcy. Till that time, the company was really good, but afterwards, the company is simply gone for the bankruptcy. The public who has invested their money by purchasing the shares and everything, all the money was gone ruined. So at that time, US government, was appointed the two different people, two different financial advisory guys. Those are the Sarbanes and Axley. Those guys has visited the organization and they understood all the policies and how they are operating the business and everything. They have clearly, thoroughly read those things and everything. Then they got the point where was the loopholes and how the organization simply gone for the losses and everything. At that time, so by understanding the things and everything, they have proposed some kind of a policies. So those policies, so we are calling as a SOX policies. So at that time, based upon their policies and everything, US government has mandated these regulations. So these regulations at that time they bring the two different acts. So those are the section 302 and section 402. Okay, so 302 and section 404. So these are the three sections they have bring it into live, and every company who are invested the public money, that means public limited company, what who are the public limited companies are there, so they mandatorily has to follow these rules and regulations. They build that such kind of a rules. So section 302 and section 404, these were related to the US government, not to the India or any other country. So that's what the main information about these SOX policies and everything. What exactly section 302 and section 404, I'll try to explain you, no problem. So they like mandated like this. So next one, so based upon these countries policies and everything, so slowly each country is slowly following their own country specific rules. Okay, even India is also following the Companies Act 2013. Okay, underneath of that one we are having the one more thing, clause 49. Okay, clause 49. And so apart from that, so in a country called Japan, they are also following the JSOX, and Canada following the CSOX, Canadian SOX. And apart from that, Europe, like European Union, they are following the data protection laws. Okay, Australia following the Australian specific SOX. So like this, each country they are following their own country specific SOX policies and everything. Okay, and who are governing those rules and regulations and all these policies? So definitely each country is having the authority board. Okay, authority board. So that is nothing but in India we are having the SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. Okay, for US it's a SEC. Securities Exchange Commission. Like this, so different countries, so they are having their regulatory board. So this board will controlling all these policies and regulations and everything. The companies who are listed in the corresponding company, they mandatorily has to follow these regulations. Clear, right? The company who are listed in India, they definitely has to follow this class 49 rules. For example, I will pick up the major organization like Tata, Reliance. So all these companies, they are doing the business across the globe, but they're mainly listed in India. So that is the reason they are following the Indian specific rules, Class 49 and Companies Act 2013. What are the rules which was maintained by the monetary board is the SEBI. So this is what the main thing. And the major rule is who are the public limited companies. The mandatorily has to follow these rules. And the one which I have given example, Tata Global and Reliance, those two also as a privately driven companies, that means private companies. So for them, why they have to follow these things? To build a confidence to the investors. Okay, to build a confidence to the investor. Definitely, if a company is floating, Reliance company is floating a new one, so they are not going to invest all this money. Definitely public money, and as well as the other investors and all these people is going to investing the money. So to build a confidence to the investors and everything, so they are following these kind of regulations, so that it will be a clear picture on the financial reporting level and everything. So this is what the main thing. And here one just quick information for everybody. So if a company is operating the business across the globe, and which country rules they supposed to follow. Okay, so the main thing is, if a company is listed in their parent company, if they can follow that company's rules, that's obviously fine. Okay, if a company, simple Tata is operating the business in across the globe, particularly Europe and India. Okay, and at that time, if a company is listed in India, they are mainly following these SEBI rules and regulations. Okay, and as per the Companies Act, which was delivered, which was monitored by the monetary board, is SEBI, and it's not required to follow the rules which were in the DPL, data protection laws, in the Europe region and everything, because they are already following the one country rules. That will be fine. And still, if the company wanted to follow the Europe specific data protection laws, yes, that will also possible. That will also, mainly the listed in India, but checking and all this, making sure everything is fine. So that is, if you wanted to cross check those things as per the other country regulation level as well, that is also possible. Okay, so how it will be possible? So yes, by process control is helping for them to to perform all these country specific regulation rules, and we can go and we can able to assess the our entire organization policies and rules. So each country specific rules also we can go and we can able to follow by creating the various country specific regulations. Okay, so this is what the main information. So is that clear till now? Maybe this is not so technical thing. These are the basic information, how the, what are these rules, the regulations, and all this stuff. So just basic information. Once we are technically going to PC, there you will find all the process control specific things and all this stuff. But as it is day one, right? That's the reason I'm just pinching on the all basic and initial level of things. Okay,
Okay.
good. So next one. So now each country and each company is following their own their regulations and everything, all this stuff. Obviously, companies has to invest lot of money for a regulation perspective and for compliance perspective. Obviously, compliance cost will be on high, because these many rules and following these all the regulations and all these things, it will definitely increase the compliance cost. So now what then, how definitely if a cost will be increased, definitely companies will look for the uh, cost effective things and all this stuff. Yes, so that is the reason companies are slowly implementing the various compliance tools to reduce the compliance cost. So to reduce the compliance cost, slowly companies have started using these compliance tools. So in a current market, there are so many vendors who are providing the compliance solutions. Who are providing the compliance solutions? Who are they? Yes. Okay, so like this various vendors are here. SAP, Archer, Protobit and all these things. So Archer is basically RSA company, RSA Archer, like this. So different vendors are there. SAP is obviously a GRC, and RSA companies having Archer and Protobit and Matrix team. Lot many tools are there. Even big four audit companies like Deloitte, KPMG, EY. So those guys are also having the various small tools are there. So but these tools are major tools in the market. Okay, most of the people are using this one. That's the reason I have quoted these things. Okay, and obviously SAP having GRC, right? This tool is having a lot of wide range of options to perform in this compliance wise and everything. So this was acquired most of the compliance tool market. Okay, Shahid, any question? Abdul.
Uh, so just wanted to check, like, so why especially, like, being a company should go for SAP GRC tool? Like, as you said, like, we have like multiple others also, like
Ha,
Archer, Protivit,
ha.
Metric Stream. So what special component or something like which can perform in SAP which can't be done in the other things?
Yeah, the major reason is, so if you can pick up RSA Archer, RSA Archer wise, it's a maintenance wise, it's really tough because the person who is maintaining those tools, these Archer tools, so the guy should be aware of all these like a database side and programming side and all these things. So that is one area, and that is a one maintenance wise. Okay, that is the one thing, and second one is the availability. Okay, if you are implementing any product, if you are implementing this any product, so if any issue occurred once you are implemented this one, if any issue occurred to the particular product, okay, maybe obviously what is the first step, your internal team is trying to fix in the problem. Okay, if your internal team is not able to fix the problem, what you will do, you will definitely will go back to the product owner. Okay, that means RSA team. So we will ask the question to them. So can you please help us to provide a fix for this one? And this is the issue which we are running through. And based upon the response, maybe if the team is taking RSA team is taking longer time, definitely will customer have a point. So because you guys are taking a longer time to responding, so and if they are not giving a proper fix, and definitely there is a one thing that's nothing but a high availability. Okay, and SAP, if you come to the SAP side, SAP is always giving the high availability in all the products, not only into um, SAP GR side, in all the products, and whatever the SAP is giving product at all the areas is having the SAP side high availability, and SAP will come to your site and try to fix the problem, is having the strong knowledge base. That is the reason SAP has acquired the most of the market. That is the one reason. And second reason is the cost effective. So definitely maybe even sometimes if the GRC's product might be costly, but the service is also good, and that is another reason. And third reason, resource availability. If you are implementing any kind of a product, customers will always look whether like after implementing this product, will I get the proper resource to maintain this product or not. Definitely they are also considering this point. SAP's major advantage is the resource availability in the market. Definitely they'll get the product jumps. So that is another reason. Okay, and one more reason is, so current most of the ERP market so was acquired by the SAP, even though Oracle is there and other yeah, so in the ERP market, so there even though other vendors like Oracle, Microsoft, okay, and small vendors are there. So compared to the all these vendors, SAP has acquired most of the ERP market, almost till 70% of the ERP market, okay, as acquired by the SAP. Most of the people are using this one, and around 20 to 25% of the market was acquired by the Oracle. and remaining 5%, right, like Microsoft and other small products and all these things was using currently. So whenever the customer is already using this SAP, for example, so whenever they wanted to go for the compliance tool, definitely they will, what they will do immediately, they will connect with the SAP and will ask for the, so this is what our requirement, can we have any compliance tools and everything. Definitely what SAP sales team will do, will come and will explain this is what, and we are having a lot of comparative compatibility with the existing systems, we can do as a better service and all these things. That is also another reason to capture more market on the compliance tool side, GRC. Got the point, Abdul?
Yes, sir.
Good. So obviously, if your customer is already using SAP, and definitely whenever they wanted to implement new product, definitely they will look for the SAP products, if any, because of the, they won't face any compatibility issues. If they are using implementing this RSA Archer, then definitely they need to purchase some additional software. Okay, additional software to get the data from the from the SAP system to RSA Archer system, because the RSA Archer is the third party tool which you are using for the compliance purpose. If you wanted to get the data from SAP to RSA Archer, definitely we supposed to use the adapters. Okay, adapters mean these things will be like a interpreter. Will interpret the data from SAP system to RSA Archer system. So if you wanted to purchase these adapters, so who are providing? Greenlit company is providing these adapters. So for them also we need to pay the license fee and all those things. So it's, we have to purchase the additional license, the additional money and all those things. We are implementing RSA Archer. For that one, to integrating our existing SAP system, we need to purchase one more adapters. So for that also it's additional cost effective. So all these things will be into matter. That is also a reason. So SAP GRC has acquired the most of the compliance market as well. And even so, some of the companies, they are using these of the products, so like RS Archer and metric stream and everything. Particularly if you can come to the metric stream, so very few banking customers are using. Mainly banking side, this metric stream is using compliance to compliance purpose. So normal manufacturing customers and all these guys not using this metric stream much. Mainly banking sector customers are preferring this metric stream. Okay, like if you can pick up the Bank of America. Bank of America is in certain areas. Bank of America is also having a lot of regions and everything. In few of the regions, they are using this metric stream. In Bank of America itself, you can able to find this RSA Archer tool as well. In certain areas, they are also using this component. Okay, so that is the reason. Normal regular customer, regular small scale business team, and so all these people preferred tool is this one. So GRC is the main one. Okay, sorry. Now, so till now is everything clear, right? Jaswanda, Shekhar.
Guys,
Okay,
go
very
ahead.
good. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so now, so I'm just mainly pinch this point, section 302 and section 404, which were comes into the SOX policies. So all these companies are following the various rules and regulations. So this is the regulation for India. So this is the regulation for Japan. So this is the regulation for Canada. This is the regulation for, so these are the regulations for US. Okay, like this. So but by taking these as a source, and most of the companies have prepared their own country specific rules and regulations. So what exactly these section 302 and section 404 talks about, what exactly it meant for? It's pretty simple. Section 302 is mainly considering the mainly talks about the internal policies, internal procedures. Okay, internal procedures. So section 302 mainly is asking us to set up the company specific controls, internal controls. That means it will talks about the process, each area. If we can pick up the sales and distribution, that is nothing but a order to cash business process. If we can pick up the record to report, okay, we can pick up procure to pay and order to cash, finance, basis, etc. In all these areas, so our company is following the certain process. For example, if you can pick up the order to cash, what we can do with the order to cash procedure? So simple. In the order to cash procedure, so what we will do, we will try to maybe the person is trying to purchase, trying to um, purchasing some item. Maybe third party person is trying to purchasing an item from our company. What we will do, we will try to sell that product, and we will try to create invoice and we will send it to them, so that the person will try to pay the money to you. That means we are selling that product. Okay, so the process, sales order creation, distribution, and all these things will comes into picture. And if you can pick up the procure to pay, trying to procuring the item. So to your company is manufacturing a one material, okay, one goods. To produce that goods, we need to purchase the raw material from the third party teams, obviously. Okay, so let me pick up this one, procure to pay. Okay, so let me pick up the company called Godrej. So what exactly is Godrej company is doing? They are into different sectors. Okay, they are manufacture sector and they are into healthcare sector. Different sectors they are into. Okay, uh, simple thing I'll try to explain to you. So Godrej company is a manufacturing. So manufacturing so many items they are manufacturing. So I told you is a healthcare and all these areas. Okay, they'll try to prepare the soaps as well, and they'll try to prepare the home locks. Okay, home needs as well. Home needs like locks, and so many products they are trying to selling. They are into different industries, and definitely I'll try to pick up the one just industry, Godrej soaps. Okay, so Godrej soap, if you wanted to make that soap, okay, what the definitely they would require the raw material. Okay, raw material they would require. So what they will do, some of the raw material they might be prepared on their own, but some materials they won't prepare on their own. What they will do, they will try to procure from the third party vendors who are mainly supplying that material. Okay, who are mainly supplying that material. So to preparing this soap, obviously we might require a lot of chemicals and all these things. So some of the chemicals are supplying through different vendors, just for example. So what these guys will do, so immediately procurement team will try to, so procurement team will try to procure the item from third party team from vendors. So before procuring this one, what is the process in internally happen? Yes, obviously, production planning team will go and will check the whether with the warehouse whether the goods is available or not. If the goods is not available, what they will do, they will inform to the procurement team. So procurement team will try to create a PO. So this PO has been created by procurement team. So afterwards, so this has to undergo the first level of manager approval. Okay. Then, so then because of the huge amount cost, and if the lesser amount, then the first level manager is approving. If the amount is high, maybe more than 1 lakh, it should have to go to the next level manager as well. Next level manager as well. This is what the process they are following internally. Okay, so see, next level to senior manager. Then afterwards, it will go to the buyer. Buyer, what they will do, the buyer will inform to the vendor management team. Vendor management team will try to create a vendor master data. Obviously, management team will try to interact with various third-party vendors who are providing these things with this material and everything. The quotation will be validated by the buyer. So buyer will approve this vendor master data. Then afterwards, so this vendor management team will try to create a vendor master data. So based upon that, third-party teams will sell these goods. Then logistics teams will arrange the relevant logistics. That means truck. So to get the material and everything. Afterwards, the stock will be available. That will be managed by the warehouse team. Once everything is available, so procurement team will start working on the manufacturing the product, and afterwards, so finance team comes into picture. Obviously, we are purchasing a we are procuring some material, right? Obviously, we need to pay the money to the third party vendors. So this is the immediately finance team comes into picture. Account payable clerk will try to create an invoice. Okay, then it will go to the next level. Account payable manager will validate the invoice. Then afterwards, account payable processor will release the cash, release the payments. So this is what the procure to pay process. So in this process, this is what we have defined. So if you can come to the section 302, section 302 is talks about this process only. So that means we have to define our own. The company should set up internal controls irrespective of the business process. In each business process, we have to, irrespective of the business process. That means, so here in this one, so logistics team and as well as the procurement team and finance team, okay, vendor management team, different teams as involved, and these teams are preparing this kind of a one flow. That means if you want to do something, you have to undergo this flow. So this kind of a control, this all these things I am saying as an internal procedure. If you wanted to procure something, you have to undergo this internal procedure. Section 302 mainly talking about this one, defining the internal controls. Defining the internal controls. That is what the main thing. Sorry. So this is what the main thing. Okay, good. So in each area, we have defined the various internal controls. Maybe for order to cash procedure, I have defined the various internal controls. I have defined the various internal processes and policies. All these things we will go and you will try to define this one. Very good. So this we have to define to mitigate the various risks and everything. Okay, good. We have defined these controls and everything. And how do we know whether this guy is really following this kind of a process or not? Definitely, most of the companies they will try to they'll try to build so many rules and regulations. If you are doing the procurement, we have to follow this process. If you are doing the sales, we have to follow this process. Like this, different rules which our customers are built it, but not sure whether those guys are really following the process or not. Yes, so next one is the section 404. Okay, so that is the reason government has built these two kind of things. First you have to build a process, then afterwards we have to follow the process. That's what the main thing. Most of the companies they will build the processes and everything, then they won't follow afterwards. Just namesake, the policy is there, and afterwards nobody is following that policy. Yes, so whether the customer is really following that process or policy or not, we are going to assessing it by using this section 404. Section 404 mainly talking about this one, assessment. Section 404 is mainly talks about the assessment. Assessment of what? Internal controls. Assessment of internal controls. That means, so this section 404 is checks whether the defined controls are properly following or not. So the defined controls are properly following or not. If it is yes, then they'll give a sign off on the each area. If it is not, then we are delinquent to the process. Okay, we are process deficient. So in the process deficient, definitely we have to prepare a mitigation plan, that's sorry, remediation plan. Then how can we remove that kind of a issue and everything? So remediation we have to plan. That is what the thing which we are performing in the under section 404. Good. So what are the things which we need to perform for assessment and everything? Pretty simple. So assessments, how we are doing these assessments. So this assessments wise, so we can do as a question and answers. Okay, so how this question and answers? So we can prepare a one survey. Underneath of this survey, we'll try to prepare a question and answers. We'll try to prepare a question and answers. Okay, whether you guys are following the approval process or not, yes or no. Okay, so this way question and answers. So I can prepare a one survey. Underneath of this survey, I can add the all these questions and send this survey to the all the corresponding persons, account heads and everything. Those guys has to validate whether the customer is following the process or not by answering the questions. Okay, that is the one type of assessment. That means simple. So here I have specified as a procurement wise, after creating a PO, it has to be validated by the two levels of approvals. But in the reality, customer is not following the, people are not following the two levels of approval. Simply they are getting the one level of approval and they are going for the buyer approval and everything. That means we are deviating, we are evading our process. We are evading our process. So that is what I am going to monitoring it. How I am going to monitor in the section 404? Yes. So by preparing the various controls. Various controls. Those controls are nothing but a process controls. Those controls are nothing but a process controls. By using this process control, I am going to assess the all the organization processes and policies and all these things, additional stuff as well, and internal controls. All these things I am going to assessing it. This is where we can create this process controls and everything in a process control system in a PC. We can go and we can able to create these process controls, and by using this process control we are going to assessing the existing environments. So these controls we can set up in a different time frequencies as a daily basis, okay, and as well as the weekly basis, okay, as well as the monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. Like this, these are the frequencies. So in any of the frequencies, basically based upon the criticality of the control, if you can pick up the finance, obviously remember the one thing, wherever the finance controls are there, those are the critical controls only. In PC language we are calling as a key controls. If it is a finance side, mostly it will be a key control. So for key control, sometimes we might require to modify as a daily, monitor as a daily basis. Something we might require it as a weekly basis. Based upon the requirement and everything, we will try to schedule this control. That means assessment. So as a weekly basis or yearly basis and all those stuff, we will go and we'll try to do it. So then how we are going to assessing these things? So just one example I have given you, survey. So what exactly survey? Whenever in the survey I'll try to map to this control, and whenever I'm triggering this control, this survey will be survey will be sent it to the process control head. That means the division head and everything. Those guys has to go and has to validate these things, whether how we are following the process or not, whether we are following. For example, if I am assigning this process control this head, then he will go and he will check whether the two levels of approvals are happening are there. If it is not there, then definitely we have to, it is a process deficient. That means we are not following this one. So then we have to prepare a remediation plan, and then the department head, they'll try to set up they'll try to fix the problem by correcting the issue. That is what the one thing. And next approach. So the surveys is the question and answer is a one approach. And second way, how can we do? By setting up the few of the quiz. So maybe for example, I have defined a one internal policy. Everybody, each customer, that means maybe simple example, I'll try to pick up a simple policy. I'll try to take up. So companies are mandated the dress code are mandated the dress code. The companies employees who are working in the organization. So from Monday to Thursday, they have to come to the business business formals. Okay, formals only mandatory. Then in Friday, it's a business casuals. Like this, we have built a policy. HR team has built a policy. Whether uh, employees are following this policy or not, then definitely employees has to follow, right? Yes, for all the employees, what we can do, we can plan a quiz. So and we can send that quiz to the everybody. So that quiz, so by answering the quiz, so then people will understand, okay, so every Monday to Thursday we need to follow this formals. Like this, by setting up the from quiz and everything, so that all the employees will get aware. So this is the one kind of awareness. This is mainly for the policy, not for the internal controls. So internal controls is another way. So like this. So then previously is a survey, answering the survey questions and everything. People will leads will get understand, and then they will make sure the process following or not. And second one is the quiz. And another option. So another option is the one uh, automated controls and automated controls. So this is the in manual controls. Usually we'll try to set up this as a surveys and questions, and another types of controls also there. So those controls will automatically will go and will try to check whether we are following this kind of a policy or not, and all those things system itself will check and will give you an output to us. So that is another type of controls. Like this, various controls are there. So here, so this is what the frequency we are doing over here, and this controls also we are having the various types of controls are there. That means those are manual controls, automated controls, and semi-automated. So how these controls are working and all those stuff, I'll try to explain what is the difference between and all these things. Just to try to understand what are the what types of controls are there: manual controls, automated controls, and semi-automated controls. So I told you, by using this process controls, we are going to assessing the organization. While we are creating these controls, we are having the different options. So this assessment can be happened by using the manual control as well, by using the automated control, by using the semi-automated control as well. So it's up to us how we are handling the situation. and we are having the specific cases as well when we are going to manual control and when we are going for the automatic controls and all this stuff. Okay, so so these are the various controls which are helping for us to assess the internal procedures. Okay, so this is what the brief introduction about this process and policies wise and how we are working and all these things. I know till now I have not explained you much on the process control. So this is just basic information, what is what, how the things are running, and what are the stuff is clearly included over here and all this stuff. Okay. So that's what I'm just winding up over here only. So tomorrow once again we will meet at the same time and we will discuss about the other areas as well. Any questions for today's session?
No.
No, Shiva.
Abdul?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. So anyway, definitely it is a process kind of thing, right? No problem. We are not discussing anything which are technical specific one. So tomorrow what I will do, I'll try to pick up this process control, why we are, what is the benefit by implementing this process control, and what process control exactly is doing in this compliance area. Okay, and what are the other areas and all those stuff I'll try to explain you. Afterwards, I'll try to pick up this post configuration steps. So what are the steps which we have performed for the access control? Here also we need to perform the similar kind of things, post things, but few of the changes are there. We have activated the base sets, right? For process control also we are having the base sets. Okay, and we have generated the roles, and process control also we are having the different roles are there. So all those things we will go and we will see in the further sessions. Okay. Yeah. So
Sure,
tomorrow
sir.
at the same time, same meeting ID.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shiva. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Have a good day.